Hello there! Today we're going to paint an eye together. I start with a simplified version of an outline that I do with diluted burnt umber. As a black color, I usually use a mix of ivory black and burnt umber, because the pure version of it is too cool for me. Around the darkest area is the color that is lighter and has more blue in it. I usually choose ultramarine as my go-to blue. I add a tiny bit of it to my ivory black. The white of an eye is also an ivory black and white, just mixed in different proportions. Probably you've already guessed that I'm a huge fan of ivory black. To emphasize the contrast between the iris and the skin and makeup, I've decided to add some warmth to the iris. It will make the iris pop up a bit more. I'm trying to create a volume by placing some lighter colors. Every beauty blogger knows that in order to blend dark eyeshadows, you need to use a neutral middle value color, somewhere in between the color of the shadow and the skin. From one side, I'll use cool colors, and for the top right, I'll add more yellow and red to create a much warmer color. I keep adding details to what is already there. I move on to adding skin around the eye. The overall palette for this painting is pretty cool, which means that the skin colors will have more ivory black than red and yellow. In my previous videos, I showed how I mix skin tones on the palette. Mostly they consist of yellow ochre, red and burnt umber, and white of course. This time is a bit different. For the lightest color on the iris, I've added even more yellow to make it stand out. I try to show the bowl shape of an eye by darkening the edges of the white part and lightening the middle part of it. I'm a huge fan of soft edges. That's why I try to add as many gradient colors as possible, especially if there are two contrast colors, like on the example of the edge of an eyelid and white of the eye. The wider the transition will be, the softer the painting will look. And we shouldn't forget that the lower eyelid has a thickness. This line is usually different in color and value compared to the neighboring parts. It's somewhere in between this white and this dark. I've darkened the top part to create an effect of a shadow that casts from lashes. It gives some mysterious feeling, which is, I think, looks good with this eyeshadow style. All colors are already there, so I just need to add the remaining ones and blend the transition a bit. You can see that I've added a lot of different tints to small areas like this one. This color has more blue paint in it, this one more yellow, while this one has more red. I don't think that everyone needs to use as many hues, but it can be a good exercise. And the last thing to add is the highlight. Sometimes I prefer to keep it sharp. Sometimes I smudge the edge a bit. This way it looks more natural and stresses the shape of an eye. Looks like a 3D effect. And that's the end of this quick tutorial. I hope that you found it helpful. Thanks for watching. Bye.